Hey all, hope you all are doing good. So previously we have seen that we know reflected cross-site scripting how to steal cookies, right? So today we are going to use the similar kind of thing, but to get the username and password. Okay. So before starting anything, this is just for the educational purposes and don't try to put this knowledge to any unethical purposes. Okay, unethical purposes. Yeah, so let's get started, and if you have not watched the previous videos, please do go and watch them and then come to this lab, because otherwise if you still get it, that is fine, but otherwise my recommendation is you go watch those and then come. So let's jump on to the labs directly, because there is nothing new concept that we are doing. The only thing is the purpose, the intention behind using the cross-site scripting is different today compared to the previous video. That's it. That's the only difference. Right. So if you can see, our today's lab is exploit cross-site scripting vulnerability. So this is the complete reflected XSS category. So in this, we previously stolen the cookies, and today we are going to capture the password. So this, if I go to this lab, this is what I am seeing. And yes, let's access the lab, and you can see what we have to do is to solve, exploit the vulnerability, steal the username and password, and then use those credentials to log in as a victim. Okay, yeah, that's the only thing. And so here goes our first blog, and we simply have to do the common thing. So if you can see our inspect element, okay, and go to console, document dot username. Is there anything? No. So if I write body dot username, is there anything? No. So but we are going to access this. Now why it will work in the script and not here? We'll have a look on that in a moment. Just wait for a moment. Okay. So I'm going to copy the script and write it here. Okay, so here you can see I'm trying to create an input username and input password, but when other users try to visit this, and it will work for me, not because I'm writing here, but because here I haven't logged in yet. If you can see, I don't need this anymore. You saw that username was undefined, but it will work when the other people are trying to access it, because they will be logged in. So you can see account login is still there. I haven't logged in. That's why the username is not there and password is not there, because that is not maintained in the cookies so far. So as soon as some person logs in and then they come to this blog and see the comment, at the time this will execute and this will get me the value of username. So if you know, if this value will not be empty, because okay, let me show you this. Let me open this account login, and let's see, inspect element. Okay, if you can see this input, right, this is here, and what is the name of that username? So and coming to password, what is the name? It is password. So you can see if you logged in, okay, at that time this document dot username document, I mean body dot username body dot password will not be empty. So if anywhere I try to write input type with the same name and ID, I'll get this value. I'll be able to refer this kind of value. So it is not specific to only website. You can take any software. It might be any open source software, like I'm trying to work on Commanda. So there also, it's like if you have an ID, and what is ID or name? Basically, it's how is it different from label? Label is something that is to showcase on the website, but ID or name, these kind of things will be to access internally. So if I define ID is equal to 1 or name is equal to 1 and provide a value, and then on the 10th page in the same website I try to access, I'll get those values, because that is what ID and name is meant for. Okay, if you didn't get it, that is fine. The overall intention was to tell you that if a person logs in here, okay, so the username password will be having some value, right, and that I'm going to get access through here. Okay, username dot value, and this dot value. So this is like I'm having, this is my object reference which I'm putting into input type is equal to password. I hope that makes sense. So if you have watched the previous video, what we do next, we give some or the other server location here. Okay, so that whenever a user visits this website, his credentials or his cookies will be stolen, and the post request will be done to this URL. Okay, so here mode no cars. So cars is out of scope of this video, but definitely we are going to have the explanation of that in the coming videos in the same playlist. Okay, so yeah, the next thing is we need to have a server URL. So I'm going to open my burp suite, and here I'm going to open my collaborator client. So what is collaborator client? I have explained in the previous video, so if you haven't watched that, please go and watch that. So I have copied. It is basically, it has generated a server URL, and I don't think this is required, but still I turn off, I mean I switch on to the burp suite proxy configuration, and here I replace with my server URL. That's it. And Dpoint, Dpoint, that's it. Yeah, we are good. So let's wait for here to come some of the other responses. Meanwhile, I can refresh something or the other here. Refresh, back to blog, come scroll down. Okay, I'll do something or the other, and I'll wait for some other users to come online. So I have I think I spent already 5 to 7 seconds. So let me click on poll now. It didn't came. Yeah, it came. So it's like there are some other users who visit who had done the visit to this website in this duration, because this is not a real time. That's why we are taking the help of this client collaborator. Otherwise there will be some real clients who will be visiting to this web page regularly. Okay, I hope the concept is, you are getting the concept. Okay, now let's click on this request. You can see there is some user whose username is administrator and password is also what we have got. Now how I can say this is password? If you have seen my script, our script was uh, not this one. Let me open. This was our script, right? So in the body of the post method, what we were sending, username dot value and this dot value. So here this dot value was nothing but the object reference to the input type as password. So this name password. Oh, so I hope that makes sense. Username colon password. So now we are going to copy this username password, and I have to simply log in with those credentials. That's it, nothing else. So let me, this is not required. Yeah, so account login, and this is my password, and this was my username administrator, and this was my password. So as of now you can see that it is not solved, right? So let me click on login. Now it is solved. Okay, so I hope you now know what is the use of collaborator client. Again, there are other methods to do this, but so far whatever concept we have covered for the this was justified. And if you have any other alternatives, please do mention in the comment section. We'll definitely love to try that. Okay, and yeah, and that's all for today. Please do click on subscribe button, notification button, and share with people whom you think might need this or will be interested in this. And that's it for today. Try to practice as much as possible. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you. Bye bye.